right. Hello, everyone. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Conversations with Curtis. This is our 11th interview over the past year. I'm very excited about today. Thank you so much for joining. I'm seeing a number of folks who I recognize. I'm seeing a lot of people I don't recognize as well. So for those of you who have seen previous episodes or have been with me from the beginning, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are finding us for the very first time, thanks for taking a chance on us. This is going to be a lot of fun today. My name is Paul Morgan Stuttler. I was the lead actor in Phantasmagoria 2 back in 1996. And this series began as a celebration of the making of that game, and it's now turning into a celebration of classic video games in general. So I'm super excited to be branching out, and I'm very excited about, hey guys, how's it going? I'm seeing a lot of hellos, thank you, about our guest today. Our guest is David Lee Homb, who played the character Don Gordon in the original Phantasmagoria, and I'm so excited to chat with him and get to know him a little bit, especially on the heels of talking with Victoria Hemmingson-Morsel a couple months ago. So if you didn't see that episode, please check that one out, because that's the first time Victoria has talked about her experience making the game, I think, since she made it. So that was a lot of fun. Man, awesome to see so many people. I'm seeing people from all over the world. I see like Australia and Wales and Mexico City, and just super, super cool to have all y'all here. Thank you so much. It's mind-boggling to me to think that we are reaching out to so many people. All right, so David's going to come out in about 15 minutes. I've still got some things I want to share with you before we do, and I'll dive into that right now. I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of give you a little breakdown of how today's show is going to go, so you kind of know what you're in for. I'm going to talk for about 10, 15 minutes, give you some updates on all things Conversations with Curtis. Greetings from Sweden, Greece, Portugal, Brazil. Crazy. That's so amazing. I love it. So here's how the show is going to go. I'm going to talk about, I'll do a little bit of some announcements for you all. I'll bring David out. He and I will chat for a bit, get to know each other. We'll talk a little bit about his early career. I'll show him some clips from Phantas 1, and we'll talk about how his experience making that. He can do some commentary on the clips that I show him. Then we'll answer some pre-submitted Patreon and Discord questions that I've gathered over the last week or so. And then we'll take a little break. That'll take about an hour from like now to the end of that. That'll be about an hour. We'll take a couple minute break to go to the bathroom, get some water. And then we'll come back and we'll do a live Q&A with David. So that's your chance to ask him questions yourself. So hold your questions for him until after the break, so it doesn't get lost in the mix. I'm seeing Finland. Awesome. And then we will find out what he's up to today. And then we'll finish it off the way we did with Victoria 2 months ago by playing about 15 minutes of the game itself. David's never played the game, as I never played my game, as Tori never played hers. So we will just pick up where Victoria and I left off and play about 15 minutes, and that should be a lot of fun. So that is what we have in store for today. So some announcements. First and foremost, I just am terrible at asking people to do this, but I would love it if you could join me on my social media accounts. There are streaming bots that are going to give you all the links. You'll see them regularly. So please, when you see one, just hop on there. I still have a lot of growing to do. I'm less than 2,000 people on YouTube, and I'm not even at 1,000 followers on Twitter. And I would love for you to help me grow this project and get more people to find it. So if you haven't followed me on any of these social media channels, please do so. It would mean a lot. I'd appreciate that. And there's that. What else do I have to tell you? Okay, here's something. So when I first started Conversations with Curtis, the idea was simply to celebrate the making of it. It was the 25th anniversary of the making of it last year. And I had some free time because of the pandemic. And so I thought I would just spend a few months doing that. And it turned out to be a really fun project. And I'm meeting all sorts of cool people from all over the world. And so back then I had a tagline that was simply Conversations with Curtis, a 25th anniversary celebration of Phantasmagoria 2. Made sense. It was the perfect thing. But that time has passed. The 25th anniversary was last year, and I'm still here, and we are moving beyond just that one game and moving into exploring other games from that era and games in general. And by the way, this graphic was made by one of my Patreon members, Romulo Desati. Very cool graphic he created for all of our social media accounts. So anyways, we needed a new tagline. And my frequent collaborator and partner in crime, Daniel Albu, came up with what I thought was a really great sort of placeholder tagline that he came up with, called Conversations with Curtis, the definitive guide to classic adventure games. And I like that because it's tongue-in-cheek. We're clearly not definitive of anything, and we are branching beyond Phantaz 2 into classic adventure games. That said, the word guide doesn't quite work because I am nothing. I am not a guide. I am a gaming newbie, and so and also the word guide just tells me that it feels like it's something that's written. So it didn't quite feel right. So I reached out to the folks on our Discord channel, and if you haven't joined Discord, you should. It's a lot of fun. And asked their opinions, and I got some really, really cool suggestions, and a great conversation came out of it. And I wanted to share with you the suggestion that I like the most, and to get your thoughts on it, and to see if you have some thoughts of your own. A user by the name, who goes by Sir Thomas, Tawmis, came up with this new tagline. Conversations with Curtis, unboxing the archives of gaming history. And he came up with this cool little, graphic, just as a placeholder graphic that we will refine later. And his idea behind this is that unboxing is a great sort of, people are doing a lot of unboxing videos, unboxing of video games and things like that online. And also there is a moment in Phantaz 2 where Curtis has to move a whole bunch of boxes out of the way to discover this secret room in the storeroom of Wintech. So it has a nice double meaning there. And then archives of gaming history it gives us a freedom to explore games from the past, the present, whatever we feel like doing. It gives us a lot more freedom. And it also has just a fun kind of quality to it. So I'm a big fan of this, unboxing the archives of gaming history, and I'd love your thoughts. So if you like it, let me know. If you have some other ideas that you think might be in keeping with this, I'd love you to put those in the comments. Or you can, hop on Discord and join that conversation in the general chat. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. And I want to thank Sir Thomas for this great idea. And Romulo, if you're watching, I will be reaching out to you soon to see if we can and make the change and see if we can update the graphic. So thanks all for that. I appreciate it. And let's see, what else? I'm almost done here, and then we'll bring David out. Okay, a couple other things. I have been playing Phantasmagoria 2 for the first time. It has been a long, intermittent play over this past 6 or 7 months. And we are at the final stage. I'm in Chapter 5, and I'm probably 2 hours away from finishing the game. So we will announce this final entry in this epic gameplay of me playing Phantaz 2 for the first time. And that'll probably be happening in the next week or two. And hopefully I'll have a couple of guests join me for that. And then we will move on to other games. And I'm hoping to finish playing Phantaz 1 with Victoria, who said she would be willing to endure the same the same torture that I went through, having to watch myself go through an entire game. Other things that we're going to be doing, because I'm not a gamer, I wanted to come up with what we're going to call a Patreon happy hour, where my Patreon members can choose any game that they like, and we'll do a little poll, and then we'll find any game that they want me to play, and I'll spend 1 hour playing it. And we'll do this once a week, starting either in March, probably late March, we'll begin this process. And then the following week, if they want me to keep playing, I will, or we'll move on to another game. And this way, I get a chance to play some of the games that you've all loved throughout your life, and that you'd love for me to see and bumble my way through. So that's in store coming up. And finally, before we get started, and speaking of Patreon right there, I couldn't do this without my Patreon donors, and I just want to give them a shout out. If it wasn't for these folks for helping me do this project, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't make the time in my life to make this happen. And these are my $10 and up Patreon members. We do have $3s and $5 as well, and it all makes such a difference. And so if you are in a position to help me grow this channel, it would mean a lot if you could jump on there. I'm going to throw the link in here, and you can get to it. It will about the show. Oh, come on. Anyways, it'll show up. You guys can find it. But thank you all for those of you who are there. If you can afford to help me out, I'd love for you to join Patreon. And if you can't join Patreon, then there are some other options that you can do. You can just do a one-time donation at PayPal or Zelle or Venmo. Just any little bit helps. I'd appreciate that. And for anybody who does join Patreon, just so you know, you get your own sticker. I don't have a lot, but I can offer you a sticker. Looks just like that. For those of you who live in the U.S., I can offer you a lapel pin. Unfortunately, it costs me way too much money and time and effort to send this out of the U.S. And then for those who join for $20 or more, you get your own signed copy of one of these 3 photos, either my 90s headshot or the cover art or a backstage photo of me and the Zombie Boys. So that's all there for you. So I'd love to get your support if you can jump on there for a little while. I appreciate that. All right, finally, my last bit of business before bringing out our friend David is you're recognizing, I'm sure, this Santa Claus beard and training. I'm growing this, or I grew this, for a play that I just finished performing here in Seattle. We are about to go down to the Bay Area in San Francisco area, Marin County, to do another run of the same show called Hotter Than Egypt. I was lucky enough to be able to be in it with my friend Jen Taylor, who plays Cortana in the Halo series. And a lot of people have asked if they could see it, because clearly they're not living in Seattle or San Francisco. And here's the deal, that you can. We captured a live performance. They did a great job of 3 cameras, and they filmed the whole thing. And it is available to stream for, I think, 1 more week. So if you would like to stream that show, you can. And let's see if I can, it doesn't let me, can I do this? I'm going to try to put it in the, here, I'm going to type it into the thing. But yeah, it's, I'm not sure if it's everybody's cup of tea, but it was a really fun experience to do. Oh, I see. I'm doing the wrong thing. I get it. Okay. It's so hard to do all of this at the same time. So talk amongst yourselves while I punch in theater. Oh my God, atre.org/HTE-streaming. So yeah, for there it is right there. You can stream this. I think it's a pay what you will. So feel free to hop on there and you can watch Jen and myself pretend like we are a married couple struggling with our marriage as we are on vacation in Egypt. So, okay. And then finally, before I bring David out, I just want to let you know that I have some exciting, OBS, too many scenes. I've got some cool potential guests coming up. Robert Holmes, who was the composer for the Gabriel Knight series, as well as many other Sierra adventure games and other games in general, has agreed to become a guest. I think we're going to have him coming up soon. And I also got a hold of Chris Jones from the, or not him, I got a hold of his assistant from the Tex Murphy series. And looks like he's interested in joining me for an interview. We're still working out the logistics, but that's super exciting. And then since I don't want to go too far away from Phantas 2, I also reached out to Don Berg, who played the character of Bob in Phantas 2, and he is available to talk. And I'm thinking that we might have a Patreon-only interview with him. So lots of cool stuff coming up. I'm very excited about all those, and please stay tuned. All right, I think that's about it. Let's see, am I missing anything? Patreon happy hours, guests. All right, here it is. It's time. The time has come. My guest today is David Lee Homb. David is an actor, writer, and acting coach. He grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where he performed in over 50 stage productions. After extensive training in Texas, David was accepted to the Academy of Dramatic Arts in Los Angeles and began appearing in film and TV. David also just released his first book called Awake, I Dream, now available on Amazon.com. But of course, we all know him as Don from Phantasmagoria 1. Please, everybody, I'd love for you to welcome my guest, David Lee Homb. David.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, man?
Good.
I see you're wearing something that looks probably very familiar to some of your fans.
Well, I don't have the long hair, so I thought this would help them recognize me.
Is that the actual vest?
Yes, it is. Boots and all.
Oh man, can you? Is there any way we can see the? Oh, you got this. You got everything. That the shirt. Everything you're wearing is the exact costume.
The pants are a little tighter than they used to be.
Well, hey, it's really great to see you. It's a pleasure to meet you for the first time after all this time. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is the only thing that's not in the museum. Roberta has everything in that museum, and I've talked to him a couple times. But...
Oh, tell me about the museum. I didn't know anything about this.
I think it's in Boston. I can't remember. Interactive new media type museum, and she's got all the Phantas stuff in there, and I just didn't want to put my costume in there.
Oh man, well that's so cool. So where are I know that you're originally from Dallas. Is that where you're at right now, or where are you?
I'm in Houston.
In Houston. Okay, and how long have you been there now?
9 years.
Okay, all right, cool. So Dave, I wanted to ask you. We're going to talk a lot about your experience playing Dawn, of course, and but before we do that, I'd love to get just a little sense of who you are and where you come from and your life story. So basically, I have asked every guest that we've had so far to share their entire life story in 3 minutes or less. So
3 minutes?
You got 3 minutes to cover everything. So when you're ready, I'm going to start the timer, and when 3 minutes are up, man, I'm gonna stop you. No, I'm not going to stop you. You just do what you need to do. But tell me when you're ready, and let's get it going. Okay? So starting from the day you were born. Ready?
Hey, I was born, and I was a baby, and let's see, and then I got bigger, and I was lucky. I got to spend a lot of time with my grandparents, who were had a lot of Indian in them, and on a farm, so I got to milk cows, um, pick veggies, and work a farm. You know, for the first 12 years, a lot of that, which was good. It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. I was in 7th grade, and the teacher asked me if I'd do a speech tournament because I was so outgoing that everybody gravitated, or I gravitated toward everybody. I don't know. Anyway, and I was in Arlington. That's where I grew up, and I won the tournament. I mean, it was a small town. It was 90,000 at that time. It's like $250,000 now, but yeah, I won that, and it was fun. I realized I had a little something I could do naturally, and after that, it was just theater, and until finally studying to do camera and all of that. So yeah, it was fun. I didn't leave for California until I was 28. I had gotten in a film, and it was Wes Craven's first one, Deadly Blessing, with Ernest Borgnine, and I didn't have any lines, but Lisa Hartnett and I played the same role, and I have a Polaroid, and with my long hair at that age, her and I looked like sisters. I was a pretty girl. But it turns out it's actually a guy. You think it's a girl the whole time. So, but nobody knew Wes Craven. I certainly didn't know. I knew Ernest Borgnine. So I had a lot of fun. And Ernest Borgnine and Lois Nettleton are the ones that told me, because I was ready to go to LA right then. And they said, no, learn the camera. You're theater only at the moment. You know, you got to bring it down, focus it. So I spent the next 5 years serious camera work in LA. In New York, back in Dallas. Then built me a condominium on wheels, my van, and moved to LA.
Wow.
And a lot of luck.
I am. There we go. Okay, sorry. It looked like I'm just getting a little bit of glitch on my streaming here, but I think we're doing good. Okay, so you're in LA, and then starting to get some work, and then what?
Yeah, I went to the Academy of Dramatic Arts, and then I got my first movie called Monstrosity, which, you know, I never saw it, but I'm sure it was a monstrosity. But, you know, that was $50 a day and a box meal, and it was just a great experience, you know. I just went from one to another. I think I did 4 a year for the first 10, 12 years, 3 or 4 a year, either, you know, supporting or co-starring or starring, and you know, it just built up along the way. But I did a lot of stuff. I mean, I worked all the time. I was telling an interview recently, I just found a whole trunk, and I looked at it, and it said David's contracts. And I couldn't even remember all his jobs. I did 2 days on General Hospital, 2 days on another soap opera, and then an industrial film, and then, you know, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So I worked continuously, which was awesome.
That's great. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you. And then, so before we dive into, because we're gonna ask about how you got the Phantaz gig, but so growing up in, you said growing up on a farm, was there a big family? Did you have?
Yeah, we lived in Arlington, but my grandparents were on the farm, and I spent a lot of time there with them, much as I could. So
were there other people in your family that were in the arts, or were you the outlier?
I am the only one.
The only one.
The rest of them have master's degrees.
How did they feel about you pursuing that career?
Not at first, like any parent probably, you know, because I had a lot of scholarships when I graduated. I mean, I had Carnegie Mellon, I had a bunch of scholarships, and just as I was going to start SMU, was when I got the Wes Craven film, and then I got a part on Dallas, and I decided not to go.
Yeah.
Work.
Gotcha. So tell me, do you remember what? So you're getting some movie work. In fact, you know, I think this is the perfect time. You mentioned a film called Monstrosity. That was the first movie that you were in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you say you've never seen anything from the movie Monstrosity?
Co-starred or starred in 30-something films, and I think I've seen 8.
Well, today's your lucky day, David. I am going to show you a little moment from your film Monstrosity. This is courtesy of one of our Discord members, Jake found this and wanted me to share this with you. So let's take a moment. Let me make sure you can see it. And before I do that, let's make sure everybody else can see it as well. All right, here we go. A little taste from the horror movie Monstrosity. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Got the wrong thing. Okay, here we go.
He's supposedly golem.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, this is... Okay, so I'm sorry, everything's going really slow on my computer right now, so I hope everybody can see this. Okay, oh shoot, I gotta move that back into place for you, David. And then, okay, so let's see if I can get this to come back. I'm gonna do this one more time. Okay, I think this is gonna go a little faster now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's... Stop when we get to you.
Created a golem to avenge the enemies of his followers.
So right there on the right, if I'm not mistaken, is a young David Lee Homb about to help put together the Frankenstein monster that is Monstrosity. So here we go, and you get your first line. And then here we go. Your first death scene.
No, Frankie!
There we go. All right.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. The stream is not working at all. I think I have too many programs open on my computer. But I will make sure that this is available on our YouTube channel to make sure that you guys can see this in the future. So, but I think we hopefully are back without being glitching. So, did you get a chance? Was that clear on your end, Dave?
Oh my God, yeah. Somebody found that. I can't believe it. Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, we all had to pay our dues, right? Doing those early movies. Yeah.
You know, when we auditioned for that, I was like number 280 in the line, and it was called It. And Stephen King had a book out called It. And when they cast me, it was 11 o'clock LA time, so it was like 1 in the morning. I call home. I got the lead in It. But it wasn't that. It quickly changed to Monstrosity, but it was great fun.
Oh, good. Yeah, it looked like a blast. So tell me about when you tell me about your audition for, or how you heard about Phantas 1 and how you got involved.
Yeah, I'd worked with the casting director in a couple other projects, and then they called. When he called, I didn't even own a computer. Victoria may have, I don't remember. I didn't own a computer for several years, even after Phantas. But and I said, what, a little pixel kind of guy? What? Nobody will even know it's me, will he? And he said, no, it's going to be different. And at first I said, well, not right now, because I just left town. I was taking a little vacation, and then they called back and convinced me to come back to LA the next day. I did, and you know, as an actor, when you read with people, I mean, it's rare to have instant karma, and because I didn't know anything about the script, but Victoria and I had a great chemistry right off the bat. Could tell that the two roles would gel so well, and went in, read for Roberta and Mark and Peter, and I think that was it. Yeah, and within 30 minutes, had it.
It was in
I
30
didn't know
minutes. Really? Okay. I'm just gonna real quick. I'm gonna do a little. It looks like some people are having trouble with the stream. And for those of you, it looks. I think we're okay now. Looks like we're back. So hopefully y'all can see. But if you can't, if it's yeah, it should be working again. Sorry everyone. I don't know if this is going to happen again as I try to show more footage from the game and such. But for the moment, I think we're okay. If you're not okay, just refresh your browser. That's what I did, and it looks like we're back. So thanks everyone. Sorry about the hassles, and I just wish I had a team behind me to help me handle this stuff. But we just talked about your audition. So you had did you have an audition and then a callback, or was it just the one?
No, it was one time in. I guess they had been looking around and had, been looking for a guy, but it just, Roberta didn't see what she wanted. No, it was that day. It was that day. And then when they told me, you got it, I could see, Roberta's eyes. You can tell a lot, when you're in the audition, don't have a chance or whatever. So I could tell, and when I got it, I was like, yeah. And then I took off back out of town. For a couple days, came back, and then they flew me up to Oakhurst on prop plane. I got off and they handed me this. I was like, the hell is this?
And is that the actual script?
It is 464 pages or whatever, and this is. I was like, and who was it? It was Craig? I can't remember who picked me up at the airport. And I go, what is this? He goes, script. I went, all of that? What is the story? And he goes, like The Shining, man, but you are, you're a little crazier. Recognize me in this? He goes, yeah, it's gonna be like a movie. I mean, we're trying to transition it, it can be smaller, but it's like a movie, and then they have to decide which way to go through Victoria's character. Let's do it. It sounds great.
Wow. And then this was just did you have an agent at the time that sent you to this audition? Was it just a?
No, the casting director called me. I had an agent, but the casting director called me directly. I mean, 80% of the jobs I got, even though I had agents, they were, once I got working, I was just getting job after job. The studio network, like guest starring and stuff like that, on network, and most of that would go through the agent and a few things. But the first union job I had for a game, my agent, this was in 92 or 3, and he had a sticky note, and he goes, David, and I read it. It says, David, they want you for a multimedia job. I don't know what that is, but which is computer.
Right, and you knew nothing about this at the time, right? I mean, you weren't a gamer at the time, were you?
No.
No.
Started with a little blue screen, and then went to green screen, and then Phantasmagoria was blue screen. So
right.
Over. So
what do you tell me about your? So how long was it between the time you got the part and when you started filming? How long was there? How much of a gap was there?
Less than a week.
Less than a week. Wow.
Back down for 2, maybe 3 days, and then as soon as I got back to LA, I went home, grabbed stuff, and went to the airport and got on the prop plane. Mountain. It's a little airport up there.
Oh man! And then where? Yeah, you were in a small little town for.
Great. Yeah.
And it was a good 3 months shooting, 3-4 months. How long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And were you there the entire time, or would you kind of come and go as was needed?
We had 2 breaks. One 2-night break, and I stayed. Victoria went back to LA, took care of some business. Then we had a 3-night break later. Other than that, we'd have Sunday off, but not always Saturday. But it didn't matter. We loved it. I worked 7 days a week. I don't care. But we had a 3-day break that we just saw Yosemite.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And so in terms of the character Don, so you get this part a week before you start. You don't know. You basically go in, get it. They tell you what's going on. A week later, you're on set. You clearly did not have a lot of time to prepare or get to know who this character was. How did you how did you figure all that out? How did you come to create the character of Don Gordon?
Well, day one was the shots they took at the lake, and I think one of them made it in. I don't even know what that's reference to. And so I just I stayed by myself night one and read it. I have a really photographic memory, and it's amazing how much I memorized. But I got the feel of it in the first night, sort of. Of course, I never did a game, and then I got to the studio, and there was no sets. It was all in. So it was fun. It was very good. I'm glad that I had done all the work I'd done before, because it really helped me.
Yeah, for sure. And so you play a character who's, a loving husband, and he and his wife have bought this home, and they're going to renovate it, and he's going to do photography. She's going to write a book, and then, evil happens, and your character becomes consumed. So you have to go from being the good guy to ultimately the sort of the evil villain that she has to fight. What was it like making that transition?
It was fun. It was a little confusing, because I didn't know. I mean, I think it was a week into shooting before they actually. I don't know what Victoria had seen, but not much before. I think she had seen some renditions, but it was about a week into it where they came out with that first minute and 20-second thing. I wasn't in it, but it showed the house, and I was like, oh, wow.
Because you're all stuck on blue screens, you have no idea what you're.
Oh, I'm like, whoa, that's it's huge. That's wow, and that helped a lot too. Get some more development in, but it was fun. We had to really be disciplined quite a bit, because you couldn't move. Constantly just telling us, "Whoa, Tori, Dave, you're in the living room. Okay, now you're back in the ballroom." Okay. It was fun. And I had just quit smoking. I didn't smoke until I was 30, and that was because I was playing a heroin addict in a film. And first scene I ever did on that movie, I threw up, which actually worked for a heroin addict. But I just quit smoking, and the character smoked. So
Well, that didn't last long, right?
I don't blame Roberta and them, but yeah. So,
Well,
that was about the real thing with cigarette props.
Well, I'm going to see if this works. But I have a couple scenes that I'd like to share with you. And the first one is right at the beginning of the film, where we get to see Don and Adrian, in normal times. And then we get to see the first inkling of when Don is starting to unravel a little bit. And I just want to sort of watch these back to back.
Had a chance to tell you, I thought you did a really good job in your game.
Oh, hey, man, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, you guys paved the way. As someone said in one of the comments, your game pretty much broke open all the rules to video games, and was quite the pioneer. So thanks for making. And also, I want to thank you, because if it wasn't for all the difficult work you had to do with the blue screen, because of your game, they decided to make sets for my game, so I did not have to deal. I got all the luxurious, sets and live locations and all that stuff. So thank you for that. All right, let me see if I can get this thing going. All right, hopefully this is going to be a little smoother. It's going to be smooth for you. I just hope it's somebody else here. All right, so this is the first scene between you and Adrian at the beginning of the game here.
Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, look at this.
No, it's hold on. It's glitching. I'm gonna turn off my thing here and see if I can turn it back on. All right, let me get back to it. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Let me see here. This is the joy of do-it-yourself broadcasting. All right, let me get rid of. I'm gonna just bring it down. So I really want you guys to watch this. This is some good stuff here. And there's some, I have an incredible amount of people are dying to know about your, when you really go off the deep end, you have some classic moments that people are dying to know more about. So we will share that in just a little bit. Let's see if this works here. Okay, so I think I got it done. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we are. Okay, let's see if it works now. Fingers crossed. Okay, here we go, and there we are right there, and I'm going to, here we go, one more time. Oh,
Oh, it's Christmas morning. Oh, look at this. Just a sec.
oh, hold on.
You remember this?
All right, now I'm in trouble with sound. Hold on. Oh, David, did I not?
That's working pretty good on my end.
Yeah, shoot, but it's not what's, oh, God dang it, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So, it shouldn't be black hole speakers. It should be OBS audio. There we go. Now let's try it. Okay, how about now? There we go.
You remember this?
Yeah.
I guess it's working.
Yeah, I gave you this for Halloween.
No sound.
You rat?
None for you?
You know it was Christmas Eve. It was the night you proposed to me.
Are you sure I proposed to you?
Yes.
Of course I remember. Of course I do.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, watching this.
I better get to work. I got a lot to do. I'm gonna keep this little fella with me, though. So I'll always remember that fateful night.
Well, don't work too hard. See you later.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so sorry. Let's try this one more time. All right.
Good. How'd you get your whiskers white? You use that stuff like that?
Exactly. Yeah, it's really, and it's really hard to make myself look as old and ragged as I do right now. It's definitely all makeup and such. All right.
Aging like a fine cognac.
Yeah, I got all these comments about how young I look back when I was clean shaven, but I'm not getting those comments right now. All right, so yeah, it looks like I'm good now. All right, let's just go to the second scene. I think we're all going to see this one. And I'm getting a lot of comments about drain cleaner, David, so I think you're going to know exactly what that's all about. Let's try this. I think you're going to hear it, and I think everyone's going to hear it. So this is the second scene and I think it's the classic moment that we're going to talk about here. Here we go. Oh, no, not that.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm starting my new book.
So what? Did you go buy the drain cleaner like I asked you to?
What? Drain cleaner?
Don't be coy with me. I asked you several times to go buy me drain cleaner. Now, did you do it?
Well, I know you said the sink was clogged in your darkroom, but you never asked me to go get you any drain cleaner. I would have remembered something like that.
You know, this is just like you. I bust my ass for you all the time. You don't do anything but sit on your butt like you're doing right now.
What? What is wrong with you? I don't understand.
Fine. The next time you want something, don't come crawling to me.
Fine.
Okay. So
That was so fun. This was my funnest job of all. And Victoria, I couldn't have asked for a better actress to work opposite, besides being a wonderful, just person herself. It was just really good. It's really good to work back and forth.
yeah, it looks like it. You guys had a great chemistry. It was very. Here's a moment where things start to turn. And so, tell me a little bit about your process going from the loving husband to the domineering, angry person who doesn't have his drain cleaner. Tell me a little bit about how that comes about.
Well, it was pretty good all the way up through most of that dark room. It but when he really starts, and at the first anchor, but when he really starts going crazy, I had a little bit of problem because I didn't know what the computer would see, and so they're always telling me bigger, bigger, more, more, because it's got to shrink down. We got to do this, we got to do that, and then it's going to be, so I was I don't know, I just.
Oh, so they really asked you to be. They really wanted a bigger performance. They really wanted you to go big with your just emotions and everything. They were asking for. They were not asking for subtlety.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't know what the transitioning it down from full ourselves to a screen. I didn't know all that what was going to take place, so I just I had a blast doing it.
That's great. That's great. All right. Well, listen, I've got tons and tons of questions, and so I'm going to dive into some of these right now. And you just some you'll remember and some you won't. So let's dive in. And I'm sorry, everyone, that we are having what looks like some technical issues. I feel like every time I do this, I get better, and then I feel like I've got it figured out, and then something like this happens. So, but I'm getting some great comments. Terry says David is a brilliant actor. He also said that Don was such a jerk, so you were a great actor at playing a jerk. And Paul, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. So I hope. I mean, right now everything's looking clean to me, so I'm just going to keep going. David and I are both on OBS. It's all in sync. I think it has the real issue is when I'm playing videos. So let's just go to some of the questions and then we will go from there. So Jay Abbott, who's a Patreon member, wrote, Phantaz was one of my favorite games when I was younger, even though I really shouldn't have been allowed to play it at that age. Now, I don't know about you, but I have found that to be the case with Phantaz 2. Most of the fans, many of the fans, have said that they came across this game when they were in their early teens, probably because it wasn't supposed to be, probably because they weren't supposed to be watching it is why they sought it out. But a lot of young kids watch these games. Did you feel that was the case with you?
I'm so glad you said that because I bet 60% of the people I've talked to, how old were you? 12, 9, 10?
I know.
Big brother, big sister, or sometimes my mom and dad said I could.
Yeah. Okay. So his question was, what was the most fun sequence or scene to film? He also wanted to know if you, since you're wearing your costume, were you involved in designing that costume? And how did that costume come about?
When I spoke to Roberta in Los Angeles, that was one of the main things we talked about. And she said, well, he's a photojournalist. And I said, like Banana Republic type thing, because I love this kind of stuff. So I bought this outfit.
Oh, you bought it?
And put it in my contract that I could keep it.
Wow. So was that your decision and you brought this to her and said, I'd like to wear this, and she agreed?
Yeah. I mean, she could have said no, but I mean, this was exactly what she was describing. So I bought it and I wanted to keep it. I've been keeping my costumes at the starring role as much as I could. You can't in a lot.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at, someone said, I played this when I was 15. Serrania says, I bought Phantasmagoria. I was 10, first game I ever bought. 10. You guys are, I was 14, Steve. Oh man, too many people. Too young. All right. Yeah, tell me about, do you have a fun scene that you remember that specifically that you loved filming? I
loved all of it. This was the funnest job. I loved working with Roberta, the whole crew. We had a tight crew. We had so much fun. I loved all of it. I loved every single bit of it. It was just a blast.
That's great. Simo she has a great question. Just it's nothing to do with Phantasm. She says, do you have a particular favorite moment in any field of art that impresses you? And the first thing that comes to mind, just what's your either art, film, anything that you just adore that you'd like to share?
Old black and white movies. I think so much was said with the lighting in black and white and subtlety.
like film noir, kind of old 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there a favorite film of yours from that era?
The Ghost of Mrs Muir. I would love to remake that to be the captain. I need to get more whiskers like you, but I mean.
That's right. It was. Gosh, who was that actor? I remember the name.
Bell Book and Candle, some of those. I just really love those movies.
Oh, good. Good. I actually did the play Bell, Book and Candle like 10, 15 years ago. Doesn't hold up quite. I think the movie's better than the play was. Nicole would like to, she wrote, I have heard David say in many interviews that he is not from this planet originally. What do you mean by that?
It's probably true.
Do you remember saying that?
Yeah, I have said that for quite a while. I started saying that when I was like 10. I'm not sure why, but I believed it since I was 10.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Romula just wrote in the chat, Phantasm 1 horrified me the first time I played it. I bought it when I was 11 and my parents knew nothing about it because I hid the box and would only play it late at night. Yeah, that seems to be a running theme. Just these kids
I was 11. I was watching Gilligan's Island.
Me too, man. I did not watch this stuff. I know. That's hilarious. Do you have MDQP? I think people are really interested if there are any, like, do you have an interesting event from behind the scenes in the game that you remember? Was there anything that either went wrong or that just was, just good old fashioned sort of behind the scenes stuff that you can remember sharing with us?
I enjoyed a lot of watching the stuff happen to like Victoria, because she had to go through a lot of torture and a lot. I think her costume just got torn up. She had to do a lot of. It was fun with that.
Tell us about there was a chase sequence. I understand, right? Was there a
lots of chase? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because you would go 3 feet and they go, oh, okay, wait, but that would look like we went a lot further, in the game, and stop on a spot, and then they had a little bit of tape markings, and then go to there, and then look like I'm looking around the corner, and there's a wall there. Okay, a little further, now you're looking around the corner. Okay, back. It was fun. It was
yeah, absolutely.
Our imagination a lot.
Absolutely. Nanami, Harrison, one of our Hecka donor Patreon members, he wanted to know how you handle the continued interest in this game, even 25 plus years later.
I handle it because of all the freaking wonderful fans out there. And I don't even like to say fans anymore. I like to say friends, but you people out there are just the most wonderful and have made me feel continually young.
Yeah, it's true. These guys are, I haven't, I've dabbled, I haven't dabbled in the online universe much at all. In fact, prior to doing this, I was scaling back from all social media and was really worried about diving in here, thinking there might be a lot of trolls or people that were just going to get in there and say rude things. But I mean, knock on wood, the people have been so kind and generous and giving, and I've had nothing but positive interactions, and it's really been quite heartwarming. So I'm glad you're having the same.
How much your game and I didn't realize the following until 2012. Yeah. When sisters started pointing it out to me, because people were actually contacting them, asking them if I was a brother, and they started my Facebook page for me in 2012, and then it was a blast. There was a whole fan club of Phantasmagoria. I had thousands of people in it. I used to have so much fun, and then it was overwhelming, just questions, and I couldn't remember a lot of them.
Right.
All of it, like you probably know. So it was fun, but I didn't realize all that existed,
Yeah. So I was going to wait for some the live Q&A, but I'm getting some great questions right now. So let me see if I can dive into it a little bit. So this is a question that comes up a lot. We talked to Victoria about it, and I'd love to hear people want to know So there was a pretty controversial scene in the game where Dawn, as the possessed soul, ultimately, there's a rape scene in the game, and so Pascal wants to know what you remember about that, and was it shocking to read that in the script? I imagine you need to make. Yeah, you need to. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, and then that was the day before. Roberta discussed it with us. How do y'all want to go about this? And I said, I'd rather really not. They kind of walked us through what they're thinking of to shoot it. I said to Victoria, I'd really rather not even rehearse it. I'm going to be very confined. I hate rape with passion, and I know as an actor you got to, whatever it is, do it. But I said I'd really rather not rehearse it. Get the fear and the moment out of it. So we did, and we shot it. Walked through where it was going to be, but it's a blue piece of plywood. There's no sink, nothing, And I did ask Roberta if I could take my boxers off because I thought we showed her breast, and she said this is going to ban the game. It's going to be a big deal. So I thought, well, I have a cute ass at that point. I had to Photoshop it now, but yeah. So it was intense to do. It was intense to do. I'm glad that's all there was to it.
Yeah, it sounds like there was a lot of conversation about it. Everybody was informed and known. There's no, I know it was also partly to what I remember Tori saying was that they were actually there was a little bit of a sort of competition with other games about how much how risque you can get in a game and how sort of adult content and how much you can kind of shock people. And I think this was something that they kind of brought in. Tori thought that this was something that wasn't in the original script, that they actually brought it to you somewhat a little later as you were in the middle of filming. They came up with this. Is that something you remember?
I'd have to look through the script again, but I knew of it for a while, so I knew it was coming. I mean, I don't think it was a question. I think Roberta really wanted it in there, and she really knew it was going to cause issues and stuff.
Yeah.
Just glad it was in a longer, drawn out. I didn't have to get physical, other than that.
Yeah.
And Victoria was great. I mean, she was wonderful. I mean.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are asking too that it sounds like either you said or somewhere along the line there was an understanding that there might have been an option at the end of the game to save Don. That people felt bad that Don had to die. It wasn't his choice to be possessed by this.
Well, I keep looking for that. Where the hell is that? Because it should have been. I mean, it's showbiz, I mean,
Do you remember them ever thinking about, or did you ever film an option that?
No, it might have been a little discussion. I know I brought it up. But I didn't know enough about gaming or the making of a game or anything to really say much, Just, I thought there should have been something, but I didn't know what, And they had so much on their plate.
Yeah, for sure. There's so much. Oh yeah, so Stefan from Belgium wants us all to come out there for a Comic-Con. So yeah, Stefan, if you can get it all worked out and get all the Phantaz 1 and 2 cast, we'll come on out there and Comic-Con it up with you. Just let us know when it's all set up.
That's why I'm a costume.
That's right. And I want I hope there's a nice 4 Seasons in Belgium that we can stay at. All right, other things. So I guess a lot of people are asking. There's just some wonderful moments in your. I'm going to read these, and then I'm going to try to show you. You'll see it. I don't think anybody else will because of my stupid system, but I want to show it to you anyways. So, okay. So Mitchie writes, a Patreon member, Mitchie writes, one scene that really sticks in my mind with Don is the scene where he wears Harriet's hair/scalp as a wig, face covered in blood, and talks about ordering pizza with extra sauce. It's so hilarious and defines the possessed Don in my mind. If you can remember what exactly was going through your mind with that performance, and how did the fake blood taste?
my mind right down. I wasn't real sure how I was going to be perceived at that moment like that. I had a little bit of hard time knowing exactly what that was going to be in the game, and several moments like that. You know exactly what the moment of the game would be. In a movie, it's different. You know, this is a climax, or this is a highlight, or this is one of those moments. And in fact, in all the movies, I never once thought, oh, I wish I could go back and do that part again. But this was so new, and in hindsight, afterwards, I was like, oh, I mean, I had too much fun doing it and all that. But once I was able to see the game, I was like, oh, it's
Right. You don't always know exactly what you're doing until you see how they've done it. So I'm going to show you, David, some clips. So everybody is asking about your creepy laugh, and they will not let me end this stream today until I ask you to actually recreate that if you are open to it. But before you decide yes or no to that answer, I'm going to show you, and hopefully everybody at home, some moments of pure Donald glee and you at your insane best. So let's see if we can watch this. Crossing my fingers that you all can see it. So let me get this here, and let's get this in place. All right. Good luck to us all. Here we go.
Adrian, are you in here? Where is my Adrian gone? I just want to kiss your face, honey, and then rip her head off.
So there's one.
Honey, I feel really horny today. Just like a little devil.
There's another. And then here's the scene.
Really hungry, honey. Just order some pizza. A little extra sauce,
Okay.
I do remember thinking, damn, this guy is way off the edge. And I had no concept of how that was going to transfer into a computer screen.
Oh, it is hilariously out of control. It is so. I've never played this game, so I'm seeing these clips myself for the first time this last week as I'm putting some of this stuff together, and excited to explore the game in.
A pizza face and her costume barely made it through the shoot. Barely.
Yeah, how so? Oh, just because it was just because it took too long and it was falling apart as the time was going on. Yeah.
We just did so much. Yeah, a lot with it, and probably me too.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Do I have one more to show you before? Yeah, let me show you the last two scenes here. It looks like that went pretty good. So I'm going to test fate and show you two more moments. And then I think we'll go ahead and take a little break after that, and then we'll come back and answer some more questions. And then I want you to share some of your book with us. I'm very excited. I know you wrote a book, and I want you to tell us a little bit about it. And so we'll come back in a couple minutes and do that. But let me share with you, if I can, these clips. A couple more clips here.
First interview I've ever done and looked at clips like this.
Well, it would be better if my computer would allow it to.
Good, buddy. It's good.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. A couple more.
You like my work?
Oh my God.
A woman's body is a wonderful thing. But the hell is You're a very good subject, Adrian. You cooperated with me very well.
And then,
I can be that snowman. I know you were. I love you.
all right. So So there you go. And I think, and that's a great moment. I think this is why people talk about wanting to have saved Dawn or have the option, because you see this, it's almost like this Frankenstein moment of you're trying to break through and connect to yourself and to her again, but whatever it is that's inside you won't give up what it is. And so there's a real sort of tender moment there where you almost come around, but ultimately can't.
Yeah, I did bring it up. It was another way to do it, or another option, but I could never tell if she stayed with him because she let that thing out to begin with. It's her fault, or that girl had some nasty to I would have run.
All right, so before we take our break, and we'll just take a couple minutes just to use the bathroom, get some water, and then we'll come back. David, are you willing to do the laugh for your fans? And don't do it yet. Just tell me a yes or no.
Yeah, I'll do it. Maybe when we come back, because I haven't done it in so long. I mean, I'm glad I saw that because I couldn't even remember.
All right, sounds good. So you go ahead and hit mute on your camera, and I'll be back. You'll see me. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we will see if we can recreate that laugh, and then we'll talk about your book, and we'll play.
Fun.
All right, it is. We'll see you all in just in a couple minutes. Okay, everyone, I am back. David will be back in just a second, but I just want to thank you all so much for joining. This is a lot of fun, and I'm sorry about, as you know, and I know that you're all forgiving in terms of the technical stuff, but I feel like it's starting to settle in a little bit. So, but at this point, I don't think we'll be showing too many more videos. So, David, if you're there, come join me, and let's go from there. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna. Maybe I lost him. Maybe he's working on his scream. A couple, let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Thanks. I'm just going to read some of the stuff that's going on. Clement, despite the technical issues, it's great seeing David so fond of his memory with Phantasmagoria 1. I can't believe he still has a script. I know he has all this incredible memorabilia, has his own costume, has the script. Ribbons of distinction. This is great. Thank you both so much. You're welcome. Peter, Stephen, Paul, just make sure you crank up the sound on OBS for David. I just did that, so hopefully when he comes back, he will be a little bit louder. Want the Phantasmagoria 2 soundtrack. Yeah. Stand up, stretch your legs. That's right. Doing all that. What's up, Retro Viking? Welcome. Everybody wants David to do the laugh. We'll see if he can. Yeah, he's not back yet. Hopefully we didn't scare him off. All the actors from Phantasmagoria 1 and 2, says Peter, Stephen, need to reunite for the 3rd chapter. Microsoft, make it happen. Would you guys be up for it? Oh, I think that is not very low on their list of priorities, but yeah, who knows? Maybe we get like a Kickstarter campaign or something going for that. I'm glad you guys, looks like some of you are able to see the clips. That's good. David, if you're there, please join. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sotiris. Appreciate that. When Curtis is at the asylum and you click on the guy searching for fleas on the guy's head in the wheelchair, when he says disco dance is hilarious. Yeah, we've spent some time talking about that in previous streams. Yeah, David is awesome. All right, I guess what I'm going to do is, and Nelson, I see you, and I'm going to play your video question. You're the only person who submitted a video question, which I think they're the coolest things in the world. I would love more people to do that, but I'll play yours in just a second as soon as we get David back. So I'm going to go back to the stay tuned, be right back, and just see if I can get a hold of David, and we'll be back in just a minute. So hang tight. Go. Okay. Before we move on, David Homb.
I want to end it with a laugh.
Okay, we're going to end it with a laugh. I love it. Yeah. Let's do that. So hold on tight. The laugh is coming and we will end our series with that. I did have one person. His name is Nelson Miguel. I asked people to submit video questions. You know Nelson?
I know 1,000 people over the years. So.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna play the question that he submitted. I love it when people submit video questions, and so I'm hoping that this will inspire more people to do that. It really gives us a feeling that we're in the same room with these awesome fans. So I'm going to share this moment with you, David, and with everyone else. So I think our the streaming or the video stuff is working better now. Let me find the moment. Here we go. And here is Nelson with a question for you.
Hi, Paul. Hi, David. So this is a real treat for me to see you guys finally doing something together. Of course, I wished it was Phantasmagoria 3, but here's hoping the main cast can do a Phantasmagoria 3 sometime in the future. So, of course, I had to bust out my vintage, way too big for me Sierra t-shirt. And nerd alert, of course, I have Paul right here. And I have David right here. Well, not David, but his guy. So, what I wanted to know is if at the time that David joined the cast of Phantasmagoria, if he was and if he is a fan of horror movies or horror games, and if so, what are his favorite games and movies or actors and actresses? And of course, mine is The Exorcist, greatest movie, of all time. And that's it. Thank you guys for doing this.
Sweet, thank you, Nelson. Appreciate that. That was very cool.
Great.
So yeah, what's your answer there? What's your favorite?
Horror films. I got named a horror film icon actor, B-movie actor, probably up in the 90s. I did about 13 horror films. I love doing them. I didn't plan on it that way, but and I love Exorcist and The Omen and God, House at the End of the Street. A lot of Vincent Price, a lot of old Vincent Price stuff. And so I'm going to draw a blank on any of that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I won't go into, there's just too many, but yeah, I love the horror. Love it. I mean, I'm either the goofy comedy guy, it seems, or the horror. Crazy.
Cool. Okay, so I think now is a great time to let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your book, David. Talk to me about Awake I Dream. How did this come about? Tell me what's it about, and how did it come about?
Well, let me say, and I'm sure you're with me on this, Paul, that we cannot thank all of you out there enough for you're just most beautiful, wonderful people. I mean, you really have given a lot of extra life, you know. And so I wrote this book when we had to wall ourselves up. I'd written some before, but I mean, I wrote this for the fans of Phantasmagoria as a thank you. That's really why I wrote this. Thank you to you guys for all your love and my appreciation back. And then because of you and because of the thousands of game developers and artists and everything I've talked to, then I realized I need to give a little more back, which is why I'm going to do a project coming up that I'm working on. And it's to give back to the gaming industry. It'll be a blast for me, but it's my way of saying thank you. If it's the last chapter of my life, it's going to be a wonderful way to go out, and it's going to be something where I can really say thank you across the board to the whole entire gaming world.
Well, that's exciting. Are you going to tell us more about that? Well, before we get to that, let's talk. I want to talk about the book. So if I can, my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, is that the book it's a book of poems written from the point of view of Don Gordon. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually, so it's definitely your writing, but you are channeling Don and some of the things that he and his emotional state from throughout the game. Can you tell us a little bit more about? Do I have the right idea of this?
I've always written. I love to write, and I think it was one night, and I was Victoria says, "Well, so I'm channeling Don. I'm writing it," and so I wrote a bunch of it then, a lot of it, and everything for its time, because if I'd put it out then, it'd just been, a few poems on black and white paper. And I'm really proud of this. It took 20 plus years to get it out and ready for everybody. But yeah, it was kind of like the journey from good to bad with John, subconscious.
Yeah. Is there a
No drink here.
would you be willing to read one of the pieces for us?
Yes, I sure will. Would love to. And there's a forward in it that just says to the fans and all them why I wrote it. But yeah, I'll read the one, it's the cover. Awake I dream. Life is a lucid leap of faith, facade to be reckoned with. Tomorrow's luck, traveling to heaven. Relentless, we seduce the painter. Images subtly perfumed by escapism. Forever agonizing over the boundary while probing the panoramic promise. A true spirit, live in vision, searching on borrowed time for a beginning beyond the end. Wake the dream.
Nice. It's beautiful. And I also see there's each poem, you were kind enough to send me a book before this, a signed copy. And each one of these poems is, there is a accompanying artwork that goes with each one. Some beautiful artwork. Can you tell me who the artist is? That
Incredible artwork. This is Rodrigo Vallejo in Brazil. Brilliant artist. He'd been, a fan, for a long time. And he asked me, I put a couple of pieces on the internet, on Facebook, see if anybody would even be interested. And he asked me, can I illustrate it? I never even thought of that. All he had was the titles. And it's uncanny how they match the poem. I'm gonna read one more here. It's called Torn. And see the picture? I don't know if you can see the picture. I can't see what you're seeing.
yeah, what page is that on? Let me put it up while you're reading here.
39.
39?
Yeah, I want them to see the picture because it's uncanny. It's called Torn. Let's just into it a bit. An unexpected skirmish neither of us saw coming. Your love will bear the scars of my nightmares. Frightful massacre. Recounts of death. Oh, my wife, are you anxious to be killed? Do you feel at risk? My love, my aid. I can spare you some time, but you must fight. Don't risk the attack. I will be coming to you. I am coming to you.
Yeah.
And then the picture that he put with that, Drew, is just it's uncanny. Just really gave a lot of life to the book.
Yeah, well, very, very nice work, David. And so this is available on Amazon. People can, there you go. There's the illustrator, beautiful artwork. And you guys just created a wonderful book that I think is a true testament to your fans. So this is available on Amazon, Awake I Dream by David Lee Homb.
It is on Kindle or paperback. And if you want a signed copy, at the moment, if you shop on Marketplace, that's Facebook page, you can send me a message in Messenger on Facebook. And everybody just gives me their address and you can pay right then.
Okay.
$25, I'll do the postage. If it's out of the country, a little more postage, but not
Right.
much.
So what would be the best place for people to get that? Is that just on your Facebook page?
Yep.
So David's Facebook page, is it just David Lee Homb Facebook? Okay, yeah, just find him on Facebook and reach out to him there, and we'd love to get some support for his wonderful book. All right, excellent. So this is a great chance now for anyone who has questions that has not had a chance to get them answered. Please write them in the chat, and I will feed them to David, and then we will. Then we'll do about 5-10 more minutes of that, and then we'll dive into playing the game itself. So before we do that, Dave, I wanted to show you, I thought you got a kick out of this. I found this on I found this on a website, a T-shirt. Let's see if I can get this to. There it is, a T-shirt that says, "I think my soulmate is David Homb."
Who did that?
I have no idea. I just did a Google search and this came up. So there you go. I mean, that doesn't get much better than that, huh? So you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for all my best friends.
Yeah, you need to track that down and buy some yourself and put that on your website. But that's a pretty awesome.
If I wear that around, that's what you get for Christmas, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a couple of backstage photos that that Tori shared with us, and is that your director?
Yeah, that's Peter Maris.
Okay, and then. There's a story that was like at one point it took forever for you to get like when that makeup on your face that it was so hard to get it on that they would keep it on all day and that you would go to lunch and wearing it or something like that. Is that true?
A couple times. Yeah.
And did the makeup last? Here's another one of you and the director.
Yeah, and it just started. Yeah.
That's funny. All right, I'm getting some questions, so let me go ahead and.
Every signed copy of the book I've been putting, because I had 167 photos on set between scenes, and I took so many pictures, and so I've been including one with every signed copy of the book.
Oh, that's very sweet. So Helen Larson asks, where did you get the title "Awake I Dream" from? For me, I get a feeling that Don wanted to escape from a dream with Adrian, but he is stuck with the demon. I don't mean to ramble. So yeah, what's
Yeah, no, this is the beginning. This is just his subconscious in the beginning. And I couldn't decide really whether to put it at the beginning or towards the end. But I thought it would be better. It was going to be Out of Darkness or something with me on the cover, like, the pensive look. And then when Rodrigo sent this and one color picture I could use, and he wanted a huge award for that, then I realized Awake I Dream was it.
That's great. I like it a lot.
Nice.
Shivananda, who I believe, I think I know who you are. Thank you I didn't get your questions put in. So he asks this question regularly, and I love it. So he's asked all of our guests, do you believe in aliens, ghosts, angels, demons, and other dimensions? And were there any spooky phenomenons on the set that you recall? So first question, do you believe in an otherworldliness?
I absolutely believe in aliens. If you've seen the new telescope that we have now, I mean, there are billions, if not trillions of galaxies like our Milky Way. We can't be the only thing. Give me a break. That's ridiculous. I definitely believe in aliens.
Love it.
Absolutely. We didn't have anything spooky on the set, which is crazy. There was nothing haunting.
Snoops just wants to say how grateful he is that you joined us today, and I agree. Peter wants to know, Dear David, would you be happy to play in a potential Phantasmagoria 3 with all actors involved in the franchise?
Absolutely.
Clement, how long did it take to get your makeup in the final sequence? How long did the whole sequence take to shoot? Did it make sense to you despite the blue screens? So that's three questions there, but.
Well, it took a while to do the makeup always. I mean, she made the main prosthetic and then had to, keep working on it because I tore it up. So, it melted, it went through a lot of abuse. And it took days and days and days to shoot.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And Shivananda wants to know, did you like Phantas 2? Did you ever play either of the games yourself?
I did. I liked Phantas 2. I got as lost in it as I did play my own. So they had aliens.
Exactly. Well, speaking of, why don't we get lost in your game? Let's spend 15 minutes watching this thing, and we'll play a little bit. And we need our fans to sort of walk us through some things because neither of us know this game at all. Veal real quickly writes, not really a question, but Crazy Dawn Chasing gave me nightmares for several nights. Played the game when I was 8 or 10. I only got over it after I looked up P1 walkthrough and completed the game. So there you go. All right, let's.
12.
Here we go. So here we're going to go to the game. I'm going to move this. Got to move. Hold on a second. Let's get that over here. And now, I know I'm going to do. Okay, I got to mix it. couple changes, and we're going to play some Phantas 1. So last, when I was playing with Victoria, we did a lot of walking around the game. We checked the house out. We picked up a whole bunch of stuff. And then we ended up in a room where your character, Don, was working on the sink and unclogging the drain. I think he already asked her for his first ask of the drain cleaner. Let's see, where is the game? Here we go. So I think this is it. We're both in it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the game and see where we're at. So
I
hopefully...
can't believe her and I never played the game.
I never did either. I didn't have the technology. Also, it's just hard to watch stuff. Again, I just did a play that they filmed. They did a 3-camera shoot of this play that I was in, and now it's available for people to stream. I can't watch it. There's just no way I can. There's no way I'm gonna spend time watching myself act and then just second guessing everything that I do. I think most actors are like this. It's just very hard to watch yourself. So I hope other people watch it and enjoy it, but I can't do it. All right, so here we are. We are near the sink. I'm going to click. Looks like the red is where it's the hot moment. Can you see all this, David?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to click here and see what happens.
It doesn't look clogged.
Oops.
All right. Now we got to click on you. I think that's our only options. We're going to click on Don here.
There's so many versions that I don't know what's what.
When's the photo lab going to be finished?
Oh, probably 2-3 more days, maybe.
Okay. So that's 2-3 more days for the, what was it she's asking about? The photo lab?
Yeah, photo lab.
Okay. So you're, all right. So we got to make sure we...
Don?
Adrian, honey, will you let me work, please?
I love it. You're wearing the same clothes as you were there. This is so hilarious. Look at this. Okay, so Adrian is getting in Don's way. Oh, we can't click on Don anymore, so we need to let him work. All right, so Don, David, I guess now you and I are off and running. Here we go. Where do you want to go next? Here, here. Can't go there.
Once it goes in, it's a different take with us. I get more and more angry, I think.
Oh, if we go back?
She's got that whole house to explore. She keeps coming back and asking me about my dang scene.
Yeah, let's see if you're still there.
Don?
Oh, there you go. All right, let's check this. Oh, he's not letting me. The hand saying I can't get you.
Which means you have to walk it.
Go upstairs and get the key out of the keyhole.
I'm just looking at my plans here, trying to figure out the best way for me to do this.
Wow, you've done a lot.
Yeah, it's really coming along.
So this is just a big old green screen. You guys are just
Did you want something, sweetie?
Blue.
blue.
No, I just came to see how you were
It's
doing.
like 10,000 square foot. Concave sides.
So what are you actually working on right there?
Well, it took a lot. They tell me here to there, up
Yeah.
to there, and then they say, okay, now we're rolling. So
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's keep. It looks like we got some Don scenes here, so let's keep checking on.
things like that, we're like, keep it small, keep it small, keep it small.
Adrian, I can
No,
do this
no,
better
bigger,
myself,
bigger.
please.
Okay, jeez.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm just trying to get this done.
Sure, fine. Have it your way.
Get the hell out of here. Absent.
Well, they don't want me to talk to you anymore. You're very busy working, so we shouldn't bother you. All right.
She
Nothing
does
else.
a lot of bother.
Oh, let's hear.
Ew. Is the sink still clogged?
Yeah. I'm gonna work on it again later.
Okay, well, let me know if I can help.
Thanks.
Okay, does that sink come back into place at some point? Is that a big...
Drain cleaner's got to be next.
Yeah, we got drain cleaner. Do you ever get the drain cleaner, by the way? Did it ever show up?
She bought me the wrong brand or something.
Oh, that's not good. All right, let's get out of here. All right. Someone says, told you not to bother Don. He's moody. Yeah, you're very moody. You're not even possessed there. You were moody before you were possessed.
Well, he's a terrible handyman. You know?
He is a terrible handyman. That's funny. All right. Where do you want me to take you there, David?
I don't know where she goes from here. I know she goes exploring, but she always ends up coming back in there.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's explore a little.
The hint guy I had to use quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna.
And when I was playing with friends, they would go, "Well, what now?" And I don't know. Well, you were there, and I wasn't there for all of it. I mean, it was
Yeah, exactly. No, I wouldn't know. If you've been watching, if anybody's been watching me play Phantasm 2, you can see how little I know.
So we shoot 40 takes, 40 versions.
Right.
You know.
Well, I don't know. Let's go explore a little bit. Well, let's see. Should we go bother Don again? Let's see.
Yeah, you'll bother me again. Let me ask the damn brain cleaner.
Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't want us to talk to you.
Hi, honey.
Hey, honey.
Yeah, they don't want us. Okay, I think we've done all we can do here. So let's go check out some other spots. So someone said to go upstairs and get the key. I don't know if that looks upstairs.
Oh, no. Yeah. Upstairs and get.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going upstairs or not. The big house was probably cheap because all the locals knew not to mess with it. Don is the man. Okay, we were here earlier. She and I were looking around. I don't know if there's anything new. Let's see.
That's why they said it's a big house, and then we saw this, and it's like, whoa.
All right. Yeah, we did all this earlier, so let's see if we can get out of here. Leave Don alone, or I'll take it out on the phone guy. Man, oh man. There's the upstairs. Where was it? Oh, this way? Okay, going upstairs. And there's something about, how do we get the...
Keys in the door?
Yeah, it seems like there's a key in this door, but how do we get it?
There's a key stuck in the keyhole.
Yeah. And so do we use this thing and then click? Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
What is this? Huh, so this isn't letting us get anything. Oh, there we go. No? So it looks like we can't. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here we are.
Women have a lot more intellect, in my opinion, than guys. So they think things through a lot more. Remember when we were doing the play, the Phantasm, all over the world, and there was a German couple, and the husband was the one that shoots him up and all that. And she got him to play it, and he kept dying and dying. Finally, he got so frustrated and pissed, he didn't finish the game. He just left.
All right. So does anybody want to help me here? Anybody watching? I don't know how to get the key out of the keyhole. I don't have any things that will open it. Is there a way to
There's a lot
click
of
several times on the baby
There's a
picture
key
in
stuck
the
in the
nursery
keyhole.
room? Don't poke it out. Use the newspaper. Do I have a newspaper? I have tarot cards and a matchbook. So I need to go. You can slide the item on the skull and he tells you what it is. Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, I like that feature.
A fireplace poker.
All right, well, I know what that, yeah, all right. But I don't think that's going to work. All right. She needs in that room so you can tear the wall down to get into another room.
Nobody told you how to get the key? Come on, people.
Yeah, you can slide the item on the skull. The puzzle is as old as time itself. Use the newspaper. Don't poke it out. Click several times on the baby picture in the nursery room. Well, let's go see some more rooms. Is there?
A lot of room.
All right. Is this the nursery? Oh, here we go. I'm going to click on the baby picture. Oh, nice. A little bit of our first Easter egg. What do we got?
You know, while we were shooting this, neither her or I, knew what all would come across on the screen like this with all the little nuances.
I'll bet. All right, there's something moving around here. Yeah, you guys must have been, literally in the dark half the time. Them just telling you what to do and trying to have you imagine how to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's this? Are we going to unlock the Ooh. We're going to unlock the beast here. Are we going to... Isn't...
I mean, it was written in the script.
Oh, what is this?
It was me. At first I was like, no sets at all for this 400 pages, and then I got to loving it. We both did. It's fun. It was so fun.
So I wonder, I know that we're going to... She has to unlock the evil beast at some point. Oh, let's get that. Oh, I think we can get the... All right, I think we
You can work with Roberta on yours.
Oh, jeez.
Vision, and it's wonderful.
Do you keep in touch with Roberta?
Mostly, yeah.
The chat, yeah. She puts that back. The head of the teddy bear came off. This is the beginning of what looks like heads becoming decapitated from bodies. It starts with the teddy bear, and then it just gets worse from there. So we can't get that anymore. All right. Let's see if there's more to deal with this evil blob here.
Do you think she'd want to run till dawn? There is an apparition.
You would think, but Don's been kind of moody, so I'm not sure he'll be very open to it. He'll be like, "Oh, sure,
what
there
is
is."
this?
So people, and I know that Tori locked. I hate asking questions like this because it's not, but you say what you feel is comfortable. But I think it's common knowledge that you and Victoria were dating during the making of this. Is that where you met and sort of?
We met on the set. It was just almost a continuation of our character. We just got along so good. We really dated, but we just were really good friends.
That's nice. Yeah.
Friends. A lot of respect. We went to acting classes and auditions and hung out in LA for a while. And and we went separate ways as really good friends.
I'm glad. That's the way it should be, right? I mean, you're
a boyfriend, girlfriend, and we stay with you forever and things.
Right.
But it was really a lot of respect. And
well, she had kind things to say about you as well, and it sounds like she's just a delightful person, as are you, and so it makes sense that people like that, when they get together, it's a good connection, and if they move on, hopefully they move on in a positive way. So I'm glad to hear you guys.
You're a wonderful person. And it's rare to find that in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. We got some bathroom stuff here, and then I think we'll do just a couple more minutes here, and then we will.
Back in the darkroom, surely. I know I'm going to ask for drain cleaner. I've got to hear it.
Oh, I got to get. Well, I don't know how to get to the the dark room. Let's see if I can. Is there like a map? Let's see.
Oh, there is?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, let's keep going. Well, let's see what's going on in here, and then we'll. That's a funky shower. That's hilarious. Like, how do you stand in that thing? The water's going to get all over the place. That's a horribly designed shower bath. All right, so there's nothing more to do there. Let's check. Let's see this. No. Ooh, I just locked my. Why did it get locked? What happened there? She had to go to the bathroom. They shut the door and they locked it. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, you got to go to the bathroom if you're going to be walking around the house all day. How do I get out? Oh, now she's washing her hands. Good. Skip to chapter 2 to see Dawn angrier. You can do it in the main menu. All right, let's do that. How do I skip to chapter 2? More. Oh, okay, so if I go like this, more.
Menu. Main menu right there. Chapter, then do chapter.
Quite uncensored full screen. Yeah, how do I do that? I don't think we've released the demon yet, and I don't know if I want to skip ahead because we're gonna actually play this game, so I want to kind of do it from where I'm at. Click 12 times on the seat next to the toilet, then click on the toilet. Okay, let's do that, and then I'll let David out of this hell. Okay, so click 7 times on the chair. Click 12 times on the seat next to the toilet. Is that okay? And then click on the toilet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boom. Yeah, I have trouble on my...
I don't think Don ever used the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me in this game. All right. Veal says quit. I think I am going to save this right now. The present location. There we go. And I think I'm going to head out. So, okay. That is where we're at for the moment. All right. So, David, anything else? Yeah, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. What else is going on? Anything you want to tell us about? Anything that you're up to? You talked a little bit cryptically about a new project you're working on. Do you want to tell us more about that, or do you want to hold off for the time being?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold off, but it's gonna be a fantastic, wonderful thing, and it's gonna be great for the gaming world. It's gonna help a lot of people, and it's just it's gonna be my real big thank you to everybody. Plus, it'll be good for our entire gaming world.
Oh, well, I'm excited. I'm intrigued. So I hope to hear more about that. And it is just again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and your time. And I know it was kind of, and Awake I Dream, by all means, please support David and this wonderful book of poems from the mind of Don Gordon. It is absolutely... Oh, one final question I have for you before we sign off is, do you have any idea that Phantasmagoria box behind you? What is that image, and do we ever see it in the game?
I don't know. I really don't.
I think that's the big question. No one has a clue what that thing is. It's awesome.
It's great artist rendition of something wiki. But yeah, great design. I love it.
All right. Oh, so people are upset for me not playing Chapter 2, but you know what? Come back, and maybe I'll have David join me a little bit. And I know Victoria has promised that she'd be willing to play more of this game. So I just want to keep you teased and keep you intrigued, and hopefully when we do this game more in depth, we will do that. But we're pushing a couple hours here, and I think it's time to say goodbye. So I do want to, David, thank you for everything. It's a pleasure to meet you. You
try to do the laugh. You want me to try to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. So as we hold on just a second, I'm going to put you in the spotlight, and whenever you are ready, I want.
Okay. Well, all right.
The Don Gordon laugh. Here we go, everyone.
You're a wonderful host, Paul. You really are a wonderful host. I want to rip those whiskers right off of your face. Next time.
Oh, that was brilliant. That's awesome. David Lee Homb, thank you so much. Everyone, please give him a warm thank you. And please buy his book, and please join us on Patreon. It has been a pleasure. David, thanks so much. I will be in touch. And
love you guys. Love all you out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, you take care, buddy, and we will talk to you later, okay?
Cool.
All right, bud. Take care.
Wonderful.
All right, have a good one. And everyone else, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. This was our 11th stream over the past 11 months. I can't believe this is continuing on. Next month, I'm either going to, it looks like I'm going to have Robert Holmes, the composer from the Gabriel Knight series, and looking forward to continuing my conversations with Chris Jones from the Tex Murphy, and I think that hopefully we'll get some more people. And so hopefully we're going to continue this on. And please continue to follow on my social media stuff. Let me just throw that out there one more time. I'd love for you to follow there. And if you can, please join me on Patreon so we can do more fun comments like this. These are my thank you to all my donors, and thank you all. And I guess that's it. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. And I will see you next time. All right. All the best to you all, and take care. Bye-bye. Hejda.
Yeah. That was great, Paul. You can even hear me.
Hold on just a sec, Dave.